establishing and growing a robust education system on speech and hearing in this institute. As soon as I reached our campus, I had inaugurated a clinic for adult and elderly person with language disorders. This provides services to the person with the incidence of dementia, degenerative disorders, and other metabolic disorders. I am happy that it not only focuses on awareness and preventive measures on adult neurogenic language disorders, it takes care of assessment of persons with the language disorders, treatment, and help to improve the quality of life of the person affected with the language disorders. Then in another campus of Department of Audiology, I inaugurated Psychoacoustic Lab, where I witnessed the audio software laboratory and the 36-channel audio studio to recognize the hearing effectiveness of the persons. I have visited the Department of Speech Language Sciences, and their research task and inaugurated neurophysiology laboratory and digital education center. I could witness multi-dimensional work of hearing and speech restoration mission with various research and development mission that has been pioneered by this institute. My greeting to the director and staff and students for this unique and God's mission. Friends, I have seen at various phases of my life how the impairment in hearing and speech is very difficult in a family life. For the children to communicate, the elders to communicate. So when I visited this famous institute, I had of course I was told the type of disorder, hearing disorder, speech disorder occurs. What is due to the genetic situation, parental, grandparental. Another one, of course, is a stress level when it exceeds beyond certain level. Some disorder takes place in the hearing and speech. Just now I saw such type of incidents in this institute. So now, out of my speech I will tell something, but I want to tell you what is needed today. How do you prevent it? How do you prevent the hearing defects, speech defects? How to prevent it? We have so much of experience, nearly 60 years of experience now. So many researchers are working. You know, there are families which has a family tradition of parental hearing disorders. Now when the children come at a different generation, how do you prevent such type of thing do not occur? Don't you think it's a very important research? The prevention, see, always we treat, but what is important is prevention. For such type of situation where it has to occur because it is like genetic issues, or the stress affected speech degeneration or hearing degeneration. That also how we can prevent it. So I felt your institute be a great contributor. One department fully can work on preventive methods, preventive research and treatment for such type of speech and hearing disorders. Don't you think it's very important? Yes or no? Yes. If you are doing it, I'll be very happy. If you are doing it, I'll be very happy. Otherwise, we should do that. Because today our treatment, preventive, particularly the speech and hearing disorders, definitely there is a family tradition is there. The genetic problem is there. So how do we tell that we are children of that type of family, grown-up children of that type of family, how to prevent it? So with all your expertise, you should do research in that area. When I'm in the midst of you, dear friends, I would like to talk on the topic, restoration of a hearing and speech is a noble mission. restoration of hearing and speech if the noble mission was met and made so right on. Dear friends, as per recent statistics, number of people with profound hearing disability in India is about 1 million. You know better that number. In addition, there are over 1.2 million people with severe hearing disability, 0.9 million people with moderate hearing disability, and 7.1 million people with mild hearing disability. Now, this 7.1, the issue is that 7.1 million people what we have with mild hearing disability. How do you, at this stage, you come in, your institute come in, so that to prevent the deterioration and improve that situation. The medical community, social institution, corporate houses have the task of restoring the disability of nearly 10 million people with the support of the government. The severe, moderate and mild category disability can be treated using conventional digital hearing aids, I understand, just now I heard. Many ENT specialists are spread across the country are doing this to a certain extent. But this has got to be intensified in the remote rural areas where people with a disability suffer silently. Can the members of All India Institute of Speech and Hearing work for removing this type of pain in the remote, because we have got 600,000 villages, 750 million people live there. There are three problems in removing the profound hearing disability. One is the production of a cost-effective cochlear implant. Second is less invasiveness of the surgical procedure. And third is kind-hearted doctors who implant and train the patient. Presently, the cost of implant works out to nearly 8 to 10 lakhs per piece, and the total cost of operation, including the rehabilitation, will work out to be 10 lakhs per patient for young children. The cost is unaffordable for many people in our country. In many countries, the cost of cochlear implant, including the operation, is borne by the insurance companies or the social welfare schemes. Recently, I studied the pyramid model of eye care delivery as founded by Dr. G.N. Rao in Hyderabad. It involves creation of a 4-tier system of a treatment, namely primary, as secondary, tertiary, and advanced tertiary care. In India, we have 20% of vision centers for primary care, 70% of service centers for secondary care, 50% of training centers for tertiary care, and 25% centers of excellence. We need to double the investment to provide full complement of eye care facility for all the 4 sectors with participating eye centers, government agencies and international partners. Cochlear implant specialists can study this pyramid model, or the All India Institute of the Speech and Hearing, AIISH, can study the All India Institute of Speech and Hearing in partnership with other institutions can prepare and ear care a pyramid model for submission to the Ministry of Health, private sector industries and societal organizations for necessary funding. I would suggest now friends, the defect-free hearing and speech for all should be our national mission. Defect-free hearing and speech for all should be our national mission. The ear problem of the children can be corrected if diagnosed early, I understand. Such program should aim at screening all the children. I would suggest that the societal organization could launch a hearing and speech for kids program on the lines of Sight for Kids program launched by many states in the country. Teams of paramedical personnel can visit nearby schools and villages and examine the children for possible hearing and speech defects. Anyone having defective hearing or any obvious complaint should be sent to the nearest center for further investigation and treatment. I have been asking the students to be helpful to their colleagues by bringing your special hearing problem of the child to notice of the parents and the teachers. Friends, when I visited Vikram Hospital in Coimbatore for a few years back, I realized technological intervention is possible by bringing back hearing to the deaf and dumb children by implanting a device called cochlear implant, which you are well accustomed to. Dr. Aruna Vishwanathan and her team demonstrated to me about the whole process of implanting the device and the subsequent training procedure to the children. I saw a 4-year-old deaf and dumb child. After 1 month of implanting and training, they spoke out a few words legibly. After 6 months of computer-aided training, I have seen the children implanted speaking normally. This touching scene moved me. I realized also each cochlear implant costs 8 to 10 lakhs and the implant costs very huge, about 1 lakh. Of course, there may be some kind of heart in India who may change them, who may charge minimum or provide free implantation. I felt that I had to work to bring the cost of the cochlear implant down so that thousands of children in India and abroad can afford to have this device to lead a normal life. Based on this thought, I have suggested to Naval Science and Technology Laboratory DRDO to take up a cochlear implant project during 2005-2006. Dr. V. Bhujanga Rao and his team have been working on the development and production of this indigenous cochlear implant for the last 6 years. Presently, the complete hardware consisting of body-worn processor, the impedance telemetry, a receiver simulator, micro-miniature electrode system, and the signal processing algorithm have been developed. The packaging of ASIC die in the titanium casing is required to be completed. Once this task is over, the cochlear implant system will be available for clinical trials. Let me announce, friends, the DRDO NSTL cochlear implant will be ready by multicentric test in September 2012 this year. We need volunteer doctors and the hospitals to implant the indigenous cochlear implant and evaluate. The names of the hospital and individual can be given to the scientific advisor to the Defense Minister, DRDO Bharat, New Delhi, or Mr. Dr. V. Bhujanga Rao, Chief Controller, R&D, Ministry of Defense. Our aim to this indigenous mission of cochlear implant to make available affordable cochlear implant to the needy patient. I want to see that you should cost less than a lakh. Now friends, disability in general reduces the self-esteem of the individual, as you know. I have witnessed that. And increases the dependence on others. Especially in rural setting, the disabled person is dependent on parents, relatives or friends. Our efforts must be to bring about the sense of equality and liberty among the disabled person, either men or women. Equality can be generated by first liberating them from the causes of disability like hearing impairment, speech impairment. This can be achieved by providing assistive devices and system which will enable them to carry out their tasks without dependence on others. Also, the disabled can be facilitated to achieve economic independence by providing them vocational skills consistent with their individual strengths. The committee of experts, including representatives from corporate and voluntary sectors, have identified around 120 occupations at management supervisory level and around 946 occupations at skilled, semi-skilled and unskilled level for employing disabled persons, including speech and hearing, without compromising the quality of work. Organization and industry should voluntarily come forward to offer these occupations to the disabled so that they can realize their economic independence and also have the satisfaction of contributing to the cause of the nation building. This is the only way we can provide equality and liberty to the disabled brothers and sisters of our society. My best wishes to all the members of All India Institute of Speech and Hearing, successes in the mission of providing quality human resource for tackling the problem of person with the difficulty in speech and hearing, and for all your research, breakthrough research, that will take place from this great institution My best wishes that God bless you all, friends. I have some books for the library. Now, if you have some questions,